Hello, and welcome to the East Cleveland Public Library format. Hope all is well with you and your family. Well, this month is February, and we are going to be celebrating Black History Month. Even though it's only recognized in February, this is something we should practice all year around. Let's get started. Talking about some famous African Americans. Marcus Garvey and the Vision of Africa. Marcus Garvey returned to Jamaica in 1914 and founded the Universal Negro Improvement and Conservation Association and African Communities Leagues. These organizations were not an instantaneous success. For nearly 2 years, he struggled to bring a semblance of unity to Jamaicans and to make some of the educated classes conscious of the needs of poor people. Marcus Garvey was a force to be reckoned with. We thank you, Marcus Garvey. The famous quotes of Marcus Garvey: liberate the minds of men, and ultimately you will liberate the bodies of men. Up from Slavery, the autobiography of Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington was an educated man who gained power with his views on civil rights. Washington's belief in education, as well as trade skills for African Americans, brought followers and opposition from all around. And Up from Slavery, all of the Washington's trials and tribulations are laid out on the page with nothing left unsaid. Booker T. Washington, a force to be reckoned with and not forgotten. Famous quote from Booker T. Washington: if you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. Thanks, Booker T. Angela Myla. Wow. She was a poet, a writer, a performer, a teacher, and a director. She was raised in Arkansas and then went to San Francisco. In addition to her best-selling biographies, beginning with I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, she has also written 5 poetry collections, including I Shall Not Be Moved and Shaker, Why Don't You Sing, as well as the celebrated poem on the pulse of morning, which she read at the inauguration of the President William Jefferson Clinton event. Maya Angelou, a force to be reckoned with and not to be forgotten. Her poetry brought her the most fame. In 1993, she delivered an inaugural poem for U.S. President Bill Clinton. She was the first African American to do so. Almost 20 years later, President Barack Obama awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Thank you, Maya. Malcolm X. Malcolm Little was controversial, defiant, and a rebellious man who later named himself Malcolm X. He became the best-known sports person for the Nation of Islam and one of the most influential leaders of the civil rights movement. His outspoken nature gained him many followers and just as many enemies, unfortunately. Malcolm X's life came to a violent end in 1965, but his fight for justice and equality will forever be remembered. Malcolm X, yes, he was a force to be reckoned with and remembered. Famous quote from Malcolm X: I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who it's for or against. Thanks, Malcolm. She came to slay. The one and only Harriet Tubman is best known for one of the most famous conductors of the Underground Railroad, a leading abolitionist. Her bravery and selfishness have inspired generations in coming struggles for the civil rights movement. Not only did Harriet Tubman help liberate hundreds of slaves, she was the first woman to lead an armed expedition during the Civil War, worked as a spy for the Union Army, was a fierce suffragist, and advocated for the aged. Harriet Tubman was a force to be reckoned with and unforgotten. Her famous words and quotes include, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world." Thank you, Harriet. Force to be reckoned with and unforgotten. Carol Moseley Braun, a diplomat, politician, and lawyer, the first female African-American senator in the United States Senate. How about that? One of her famous quotes was, "Magic lies in challenging what seems impossible." Barbara Jordan was a lawyer and a politician who used her voice to rally a nation. Born into poverty in Houston, Jordan attended a segregated public school. As a young lawyer, Jordan ran one of the Houston's first voter drives. In 1966, she became the first black politician, man or woman, to be elected in the Texas State Senate since 1883. Jordan went on to become the first woman and the first African American elected in Congress from Texas. In 1976, she was the first black woman to deliver a keynote address at the Democratic National Convention. President Bill Clinton honored Jordan in 1995 with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Still making strides as African American people. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, politician, economist, first female head of state in Africa, and she serves as the 24th president in Liberia from 2006 until 2018. Nice career. Her famous quote, "The future belongs to us because we have taken charge of it." So, just shared a little bit of information with you. There's lots of information at your neighborhood and community libraries in regards to not only American history, but especially Black history. Thank you and be safe.